This was something that during the Mavs game, I was texting with some friends and in a group chat where we talk about a bunch of stuff, but we talk about the Spurs a lot. Um, and we've been talking about this all year. It's like we've been saying this, but we haven't been saying it this way. And you'll get what I mean as I continue. Um, but one of my friends, and this was after they went up 26-11, and then we took Wemby out, and things happened like they normally do when that happens. I was just so frustrated, and I was spamming in there, and I was like, oh, this is tough. And it was also cool because like we weren't doing a post game, so I was kind of just like I was full fan mode. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Watching it. And one of my friends just goes, "Spurs are tankers, Jude." And it was like light bulb. Like we've been talking about this. Like I said, we've basically been saying that. And it he brought up, another point that he brought up was the minutes restriction. And that's
Mm.
something that we're very and yes, Wemby has been gassed, but also like think about how many single digit games we've had, Ethan, where if Wemby plays another 6 or 7 minutes, like that might be the difference with the way that he's impacted the game this year.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
There's been a lot of subtle stuff. There was another thing that I also wanted to mention. Well, the Doug trade. There you go. You were talking about Malachi, and while we talked about that beforehand, that we agree for the future of the team that's going to be better anyway because we need to just see what Malachi has. You know what I mean? More so than Doug.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another little like subtle tanking type move in the last 27 games of the year.
Yeah, I think the Spurs do a very, 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 very good job of disguising their tanking. We've done it for years.
Yeah. And Adam Silver's not going to be knocking on Brian Wright's door or Pop's door like, why aren't you playing Wemby more? Because he's the NBA's baby moving
Mm-hmm.
forward. So they're going to let all that slide. And there's probably some other stuff that I can't remember. But going back to last year, what I can remember is all of those guys not playing a full 82 games. Keldon, even I remember when we looked back at the game totals, like Keldon only played like 70 or something. Like it wasn't even as many as we thought, even though it felt like it was just him out there most of the year last season.
Mm.
Because it was, but like the amount of games that Jeremy and Devin played as well, and other guys too. It was just there's a lot of little subtle things that they do to keep these draft odds where they're at, Ethan. And really, when you look at this rebuild, Victor had a great comment about patience earlier. When it
Mm-hmm.
comes to building, the way that the Spurs are building. And like I said, with the assets we have, maybe we do make a move that accelerates the timeline. But at the same time, if we're going to do this rebuild thing, kind of following that OKC path, like we've been talking about, you want to have the highest draft odds possible because you're not going to be, at least at this point in year one with Wemby, like you're not going to be competing for the play-in as much as I thought that was a possibility before
Mm.
the season. Um, and it's going to take some time to get there. So why would you not try to get the highest draft odds possible, even if you end up getting really unlucky and falling to like 6 or something? You know what I mean?
It's all part of the plan, Jude. It's all a part of the plan.
There you go, Ethan.
You're exposing the Spurs, Jude. I need you to stop talking.
Okay, my bad.
This would be like a Spurs like gun, just like at the back of your head. It's Brian
Stop
Wright.
talking.
Yeah. Supposed to be a fan of the show.
Don't tell all my secrets.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my gosh. We're going to trade these draft picks at some point though. I know like OKC still has a ton of capital, but like there's going to be a time where they're not going to be able to pay everybody on their roster that they've drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to use those picks that they have to get more, above average like role player type dudes to fill out the rest of the roster. So, it's not like we're going to go crazy and trade everything, but like I said, we're not going to use all those picks either.
Mm. True.